I'm Dr. Lori Hoffman, and I am your instructor for EDU 580 as well as the next course, EDU 605. So you will be with me for 16 weeks. During that time, you are working on one paper. I want you to try to wrap your head around that now because we're doing things a little differently in this course than you have in previous courses. Normally in other courses, you submit a paper or an assignment and then you move on to the next one and you submit and you move on. And there may or may not be a lot of reflection on what you did in the previous assignment. That is not how this works in this course. You will be submitting an assignment, reflecting on it, going back and making changes to it, submitting it again, reflecting on it, getting feedback on it, reflecting on it, going back and making changes again. So it's a continual process. So I want you to be thinking about that now. This is not like any of your other courses that you have taken, and it can take a little bit to try to get used to that. We'll be sharing different versions, different drafts with each other and getting peer feedback before submitting it to me. Again, you're getting my feedback, you're making changes before you turn in your final assignment at the end of 605. So completely different than what you're used to doing. In this class, you will be writing chapters 1 and 3. And then in our next class, EDU 605, you'll be writing chapters 2 and 4. Now, this class, chapter 2, is your literature review. In this class, you'll be creating the foundation for that by creating an annotated bibliography. So you'll be looking up your 16 articles. Yes, 16 articles. It takes some time. And so I'm going to give you some advice about getting started on that as soon as possible. So you'll be looking up your 16 articles and creating an annotated bibliography in this class, which you will then use in 605 to actually craft your chapter 2, which is your synthesis of what all of your articles say about your topic. So, really important to stay updated on everything, to stay on track with timing. It's really easy to fall behind, and there's a lot going on in life in general right now. So I will do everything I can to give you heads ups about what's coming up so that if you are ready to work a little bit ahead, you are welcome to do so, and you have all the information that you need. I have videos posted in just about every week already, so therefore you can jump ahead and watch those videos so you know what's coming up. And I'm here to answer any questions that you have throughout this time that we are together, throughout these next 16 weeks. I am here, so please ask those questions. So what's due in week 1? Well, you have your readings, which are listed right here. And so I do want you to take time to read the entire handbook, the entire capstone handbook. Then you're reading chapters 1, 2, and 4 in the text, and you are reading chapters 1 and 2 in the Writing the Literature, a practical guide. Your handbook is found over here under the writing support and under, no, I'm sorry, that is not where your handbook is found. That's where something else is found. Under capstone resources over here to the left. And so there are a couple of things that I want to point out here. So you've got the writing template, which you will want to download because this is what you'll be using to submit all of your assignments. So make sure to download this right away so that you have it for when you're submitting chapter 1. Then we have the required structure for a school of education document. Take a look at that. Here is the rubric for your entire project that you'll be doing in this class. And so this class and the next class. So keep that in mind. Again, chapters 1 and 3 are in this class. Chapters 2 and 4 are in the next class, but there's the rubric for you. When it comes time to submit your annotated bibliography in weeks 4 and 5, I believe it is, I will have to verify that. You'll want to use this template because it's already set up for you as far as the layout of how it needs to look. So make sure when you're submitting your annotated bibliography, you come here to the capstone resources, download it. Here's your lit review matrix that you'll want to use to help you sort out all of your information. So again, you won't need these until about week 4-ish, but it's here now. And if you get started on your annotated bibliography early, then you know where to go to find your template. So along with that, under the syllabus handbook and text tab is where you'll find the capstone handbook that you need to read through. And I do need you to read through the entire thing because it will give you an overview of what it is that you are expected to do in this project. And it will explain a lot of the outcomes and give you an idea as to what everything is going to look like. So please take time to read through that. And back under the week 1 tab, you will find a link for the What Works Clearinghouse. And so this is a place where you can go to just get some ideas for your topic that you're going to focus on. So you can click on any of these topics within this. So maybe you want to look at, maybe your topic is going to be literacy for your project. And so you can just click on that and it will give you all kinds of ideas of projects that have been done or resources that are available that you might want to look into further for your own study, for your own topic, for your project. So spend some time exploring that. And then you want to select your topic no later than the beginning of week 2, because it's really important to get started looking for those articles and get started on that, because that will take you a lot of time. So no later than the beginning of week 2 to select your topic. We'll be working on the topics a little bit in our discussion thread this week. And if you get to about midweek and you still are struggling with what to do for your topic, please reach out to me. We can have a phone conversation. We can communicate through email. But I would like to help you be able to explore what ideas you have and go from there. But please do participate in the discussion board first and see what other ideas people are sharing, because it might spark an idea for you. So 2 discussions this week. Your first one is just sharing about yourself. So explain who you are, tell us about your core values, because this might help you find your topic as well. When you're thinking about it, I also want you to share 1 or 2 problems or concerns in your classroom or educational setting that are in your control to change. That's the key. We all can think of big things that we want that impact our students, but we need to focus, our topics for this project need to focus on something that is within our sphere of influence. So something that we can actually change. Don't pick something global for your topic. The goal is for one of these ideas to become the topic for your entire paper that you're writing over the next 16 weeks. So that is due. Also, as a reminder, it's talking about your references that you need to have. No websites unless they're considered peer-reviewed and reputable. So you need to have 16 peer-reviewed articles. So that is your first discussion thread. And then in question 2, we're asking you to reflect. So you're going to reflect on skills that you have developed in this program. And then you're also going to share what are your strengths, what are your challenges. And this is actually an opportunity to find some commonalities with others, because chances are whatever you struggle with, somebody else struggles with as well. And it's nice to know that we're not alone in this process. So, and people that we can go to when we need help with something. So that is part of the purpose of this discussion thread. Now, assignment number 1 is due at the end of week 1. So assignment number 1 is your library research review. And what you're going to do for this is you're going to scroll through this. There are 2 links for videos in this. You scroll down to page 2. There's the library orientation right here, and then there's the research review right here. You are welcome to watch the library orientation again if you would like to. You have watched it earlier in your program. That is not what's required for this assignment, though. For this assignment, you're going to watch the research review video, and then you're going to go back up to page 1, and you will see the explanation of what is expected of you. So after you watch that research review video, you will search the library database to locate 3 current, credible, and peer-reviewed articles that connect to topics covered in your course. Here's a time saver tip. If you can figure out what your topic is going to be before you start this project, you can use these 3 articles as part of the 16 that you need to have in your annotated bibliography. So that is another reason why I'm pushing you to try to pick your topic. Is because you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone with this and take this assignment, take care of this assignment, and another assignment at the same time. So in the paper, you're going to reference the video with the proper citation and reference and the strategies that you use to locate your articles. Here's a hint. Contact the librarians. Ask them for help. Ask them for some assistance in finding some articles, because they can find things that we may not be able to find on our own. Also, if you come across an article that says you have to pay for it, please email the librarians and ask them if they can get it for you through interlibrary loan, because they might be able to get it for you for free. So don't pay for an article. Check with the librarians first. And then you're going to discuss 3 key points of each article. Paraphrase, don't quote, please. And then you're also going to use the APA resources in our classroom to become familiar with that. So that's what you're going to be submitting by Sunday of week 1. Here is the rubric so that you know what is being expected of you. Again, it's a good idea to come up with your topic so that you can use these 3 articles as part of your 16 that you're going to need to be looking up later in the course. Because that'll really help you get started. And you can also do a time saver and start working on that annotated bibliography if you're ready to do so as you read these articles, because then all the information will be fresh in your head. Now, a couple other resources I wanted to show you. They're all linked right here, which is fantastic. You've got the writing template, which you will use for this assignment, but for your submission of chapter 1, you're going to use the writing template for the capstone paper itself. This is a great document right here, the APA Basics for Concordia's MAD program. Just really quickly, it just gives you kind of at a glance some information about APA and things to be watching for as you are writing. So that's a great resource. This verbs of attribution is also a fantastic resource, because sometimes you get tired of saying according to and said and using those verbs. So here are some other ideas. You just need to remember that when you're using citations, all of these need to be in past tense because the research has already occurred. So keep that in mind, but these are some ideas that you can use for varying your writing a little bit. The Writing Studio is fantastic, and I expect that you will be using the services provided during this class a lot. If you have time, do it for the library research review also, because it'll give you an opportunity to experience what this is like. So you can do 2 types of appointments. This one is actually for the traditional undergrad, so I'm sorry that's not available to you. But this one, you're going to email submissions to the online writing lab. It's usually about a 2-day turnaround time, 2 business day turnaround time, so factor that in. So you will want to make sure that you're submitting your papers no later than Wednesday of the week so that you get them back by Friday, and then you have time to make adjustments on them and submit them by Sunday. But I do expect you to be using this for your chapters throughout this course and multiple times. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about how you're scheduling your week. Also available to you is Grammarly. Now, if you log in through this link, it's also in our course room. It is under the Library and Research, I believe. Or is it under Writing Studio? It might be under Writing Studio. There's your videos. I think then it's under the Writing Studio. Hang on just a minute. It is not. I will find it. But you can access it through here, through Grammarly. And again, if you log in with your Concordia email, it is free. And what Grammarly does is it's an automated service. So the Writing Studio is a person who's helping you. And the Grammarly is automated, but that means it's also instant. So I expect at the bare minimum that before you submit anything to me that you have used spell check and you have submitted to Grammarly and made corrections accordingly based on the feedback that you have received from both of those, because those are instant feedback. So that is an expectation that I have of this course. Also, IT support. Really good idea to write that down somewhere because you never know when you're going to need it. So make sure that you have that ready. So all of the resources are found in our course room. You can look under the APA tab right here, the APA resources. There's a lot of what you need here, a lot of what I just showed you right there. And then, as a reminder, start looking up those 16 articles by working some of those 3 articles you need this time into those 16. Skip ahead to assignments 3A and 3B. They're in weeks 4 and 5. And that'll give you a chance to familiarize yourself with what's due for the annotated bibliography. So skip ahead to those 2, week 4, week 5, and that'll give you an idea as to what's to come. Thank you so much, and God bless your week. Under the Writing Studio tab, here's a quick video, a 3-minute long video to learn about the Writing Studio. And then if you click on this one, Concordia's Writing Studio, and you scroll down, that is where the link is to Grammarly.